What's good? I'm Tech with Corey, and today let's talk about creating content. When it comes to creating content, I think there's two things that are really important. First is the audio. You gotta sound good. People gotta be able to clearly hear you to hear your points or hear whatever you're talking about. So audio is very important. And next, which is probably the most important one, is the visual. You gotta look good, right? And with today's day and age and cameras are packed full of features, right? For example, I'm shooting on the Sony a7 IV right now, and this thing has a lot of features, a lot of dynamic range in it, and I can shoot an S-Log. And by doing that, I can now color grade my footage and take advantage of all those features. But when it comes to color grading, boy, that thing right there is tough and very overwhelming, right? You got to go through this thing, and got to have a good understanding of a lot of stuff, right? And it takes forever, and you're like, man, what's happening here? And does it even look any better than where you started at? Or you just get messed up with the whole color grade because it can be overwhelming. And for me, I'm a full-time sales rep, and I do content on the side. So I need something that's fast, that doesn't take a lot of my time, and it's easy to use and easy to understand, right? So recently I came across Cinemagic, right? And boy, that changed the game for me. Real talk, game changer, because it's an easy workflow. It's fast. It's all in one place, right? Everything's one stop. You can do everything right there. And it actually made me fall in love with color grading and the whole process, right? So what we're going to do now is jump into my workflow, and I'm going to actually edit this footage right here and show you my workflow when using Cinemagic and why it can work for you if you're a filmmaker, if you're a hobbyist, or whatever it is that you're doing when it comes to color grading, because this thing is going to be fast. It's going to give you a lot of controls, and you're going to get great results consistently. And that's what it's all about. Color grading, getting a good cinematic grade quickly, and having fun with it, right? So let's jump into editing this footage so you can check out my workflow. All right, cool. So let's jump into how I actually color grade, right? So I got my footage right here. If you go right here, you can see Cinemagic. So you got Cinemagic right here. You got your hue set, saturation, and Luma, and then you got your LUT stacker right there, right? You can just drag these directly onto your footage if you want to, and you can get the editing that way, right? So that's one way. For me, I like to actually just use adjustment layers. So I'll put an adjustment layer on here, and I call this adjustment layer. And I just like to edit this way. So this is my workflow, but again, do it works for you. And then on top, I change this and actually call this a LUT, because I will do a LUT also. So here we go. Got my footage here. Just drag these over to get all on the straight timeline. So here, when I go to LUT, I go to the LUT stacker. And the cool part about theirs was just the only one I ever seen that has a LUT stacker that lets you stack LUTs, right? So I only need one LUT, but if I want to stack multiple LUTs, I can do that. So I just go here to my LUTs, and this is what I want to use. I can change this to get to whatever a percentage that I want it to be to, but I want to let it 100%, so we're all good, right? So now I take Cinemagic, I put it right here under my adjustment layer, and so I have an adjustment layer there. And so I know when I shot this, I was a little overexposed. So first thing I want to do here is going to actually lower my exposure, right? So I'm at 50, and I want to take this down, and you can see here, you can lower that all the way down, or you can raise that all the way up. And that's the cool part about having advanced controls with this, because you can go and be all the way in here. Look at here when I'm like, oh, I want to be precise. So let's just say I want to be precise, and I just want this to be a specific number. Boom, I can put that in. And right there, you can see my exposure is looking really good. And like I said, you get great controls with this. So even on the gamma, same setup. If you want to raise this up some, lower this down a little, however you want it on the gamma. Like if you just want to be precise with it, you can keep adjusting the slider, and you can adjust that, right? So those are the things that I did. Next, I go to my contrast. And again, you can look at everything here, and you can raise it or you can lower it, right? So say you want to get it to right in there, right? So I feel like this is looking good. And for next, I don't really have any issues with my tones, but if you want to adjust it, play with any of those, you can. So all you got to do is just pull them up, pull them down. You can see whatever you want, and you can easily adjust them, right? So for what I need to adjust now is my saturation. So if you look at my skin here, I want a little saturation there to get my skin tones just right. So I go to my saturation now, and I can pull this up. And again, I'm just dragging this along to get to where I actually want to be at. So let's see, get about right in there is about right. All right, so now I got my saturation, and next is your temperature. You can edit this in whatever way you want. I'm just showing you how I kind of do it. And your temperature, my color temperature on here looks really good, but again, if you want to change that to go all the way down, that's showing you all the extremes you can get at. But if you want this to be just a little like lower, higher, however you want it to be, you can do that. But if not, you can just go right here and just type it back in, get the 50, you're good, right? And you can just leave it right there at that point, right? So you should be all set if you want it there. But again, if you want to actually change that and get it to a specific, temperature that you want to say, I want it to be 44, you can just type that in. So there you go right there if you want to go that route. So that's how I go through them and do it. And then here's the game changer for me. When you click on vibrance right here, this vibrance actually lets you increase that or decrease that. And look at just how that changes right there. So here's the vibrance here. If we pull this up more, you can see how it goes and how it looks. So somewhere in here is fine. So there you go on that. So now where you get to a lot more, you have clarity, crispness, sharpness, dehaze. Well, here's some filmic pieces that you can put on here. So if I want to just make this look cinematic, boom, just look at that right there. Just turn this into being straight cinematic, just of that. And if I want to dial this back some, I can dial it back, or I can just take it all the way back down to be that 35mm film. If you wanted that look, you just adjust these right here. If you want to go vintage film, you're good. Film grain, which is great right there. Easy. You don't have to worry about doing anything other than just adjusting this to get to the grain that you want to be at. Same way with the halation and then pro mist and so on and so forth. And then these are your looks. If you want to go to look in the end, if you want Luma, you can just easily change these and get to where you want to be. But for me, I don't need any of those on this because it's just a standard talking head clip right here. So as you can see right there, I just transformed this to get to where I want to be, right? And if I want to take that off, I could easily just go right here and I can disable that and then put it back on. So seeing where I go with that, with my workflow, like I'm a full-time sales rep, so I'm doing this all on the side, and it works perfect for me and what I got going on. So check out Cinemagic.